There are a lot of primates, like a lot. So this obviously means that primates can have some pretty interesting differences between them. So this video will explain the many different suborders and families of the primate order.
I never felt like miserable. I never knew I'm thinking this will last forever. Baby, stay with me. You gotta say no, you're not closer than me.
Alright, let's start with classification. When classifying an order, as you can see, there is 5 classifications: order, suborder, infraorder, superfamily, and species, each one getting more specific as you continue down. Also, for this list, we'll really only be talking about primates that are currently living. If I do talk about anything extinct, it'll be very brief. Also, the term prosimian gets thrown around a lot, which is really just a term used for lemurs, lories, and tarsiers. Now that that's taken care of, let's start with the strepsirrhini. They are sometimes referred to as wet-nosed primates as they have a nose that's similar to a dog, and they have a smaller brain-to-body ratio than other primates in the order. They have eyes that are built for seeing in the dark, have a diverse pattern between species, and are arboreal, which means that they live up in trees. The first superfamily that we will talk about are the lemurs. They are only found in Madagascar, and they lack natural predators. However, many species are now extinct from hunting, including things like the sloth lemur. They have very little sexual dimorphism, so there's not a lot of difference between a male and a female lemur, and each of the 4 species distinct in size and social pattern. Females are also dominant to males. Lemurs have pretty good vision as well. They are nocturnal, so they have a reflective retina that allows them to see in low light conditions, and they also have stereoscopic eyes, which allows them to process in 3D. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 4 main species of lemur: the Indri, the bamboo lemur, the black lemur, and the ring-tailed lemur. And there's one more. It's not a main species, but it's the ii. I don't even they're kind of freaky looking. I don't even know what to say about them. That's just that. Yeah, that's them. The next superfamily are the loriids, which contain the lories, the podos, and the galgos. Lories, much like some of their lemur cousins, are actually nocturnal. They are also arboreal and solitary, and they are described as deliberate stalkers, which some species eat insects, but not all. A lot of them will eat fruit as well as sap and nectar and tree gum. And lories are found throughout Africa, Southeast Asia, and Indonesia. And that's all for the strepsirrhine. Let's move on to the haplorhines. Now, the other suborder is the haplorhines. They have a full suite of adaptations characterizing what we find in most modern primates. They have good vision, short, dry noses, large brains and bodies, broad teeth, they are quadrupedal, have sexual dimorphism, and all live in social groups. The first infraorder in the haplorhines is the suborder Tarsiformes, which only have one family, the tarsiers. The tarsier is an incredibly unique primate. They have a lot of traits that are mixed between prosimian and anthropoids. They live in Indonesia, they are monogamous and exclusively nocturnal, which is why they have such large eyes, and they may represent an evolutionary bridge between lower and higher primates, which is pretty cool. The next infraorder are the New World monkeys. So these monkeys are only found in Americas, from southern Mexico all the way down to southern Brazil, many of which are found in rainforests. Many of these monkeys share the same basic features. They also have smaller body sizes. They're typically 1 to 25 pounds, and they are less sexually dimorphic. They have 2-1-3-3 dentition, they have polymorphic vision, and they are diurnal, and they are also arboreal, and they use their prehensile tail to help with movement in the trees. In some species, a polyandrous mating system occurs, so that means that a female has multiple male partners. All these monkeys are super cool looking and incredibly diverse, and they are all unique in their own way, and they're just super awesome. You have things like the spider monkey, which is my favorite out of the New World monkeys, red howlers, as well as white-faced sakis, bearded sakis, which kind of look like a monk, and then the red uakari, which I'd rather not think about or really look at too much because, oh my god. Moving on from the uakaris. You also have capuchin and squirrel monkeys, as well as marmosets and tamarins, which are unique among primates because they have traits that are present in lower mammals. And now it is time for the suborder that has some of my favorite monkeys in it, the Cartagena suborder. It is split into two superfamilies, Old World monkeys and apes. Their shared trait with the suborder is the Ischocalcides, or the sitting pet. It's the big butts that the baboons have, and it aids in sitting in trees and sleeping upright. They also have bifondant molars to help chew food, and females have an estrus, or a period of sexual receptivity that corresponds with ovulation. Now, the Old World monkeys will get broken down into another category, two of them to be specific. The first one is the leaf monkeys. Leaf monkeys mostly live in forests and are arboreal, and their diet mostly consists of leaves. That's why they're called leaf monkeys, and they're found all throughout South America. Monkeys like the langur, the colobus, and my favorite of the leaf monkeys, the proboscis. Just look at that nose. I mean, that's just like a schnoz and a half, right? That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. They're just so stupid looking with their big stupid noses. It's awesome. It's just great. There's no other words that could describe it. The next category are cheek pouch monkeys, which, I mean, you could probably guess why they're called that. It's because of the cheek pouches that they have. And in this category, we have things like ganons, baboons, and mandrills, which mandrill is also a super cool monkey that I like a lot. And then we have the macaques. And the Japanese macaque is my favorite macaque. They're just super cool and awesome. They are the primates that are found the furthest north, and they chill in hot springs. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool social behavior of just them chilling in hot springs and stuff. It's awesome, and I'd love to meet one day. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. And another macaque that I like a lot that is unfortunately endangered is the aeronautic macaque. It's found in Bhutan, China, and India, and they are just super cool looking. I like them a lot. Yeah, not much more to say about those guys. They're just super awesome. Now, that brings us to our last category, the hominids. They have shared traits with the other haplorhines, however, they have encephalization, or an increase in complexity and size of the brain, and it shifts function of the brain from the non-cortical parts to the cortex. They have a Y5 molar, and brachiation allows them to swing from tree to tree. It is important for primates, but it's most important for the gibbons, which there are 16 species of them, and they are the only true brachiators in the primate order. And gibbons are also the most vocal out of the primates besides humans, which, here's an example of their call. And here are some examples of apes. So we have the orangutans. They're found in Indonesia, extremely sexually dimorphic, and they leave birth groups after maturity. Males are typically by themselves, they're loners, and females find groups together. Gorillas are found in Africa. They are very sexually dimorphic, highly sociable, and they have a varied diet. They prefer fruit, but they will eat fibrous leaves if needed. Bonobos are also found in Africa, and they are similar to chimpanzees, a decent amount of sexual dimorphism, and they mostly live off of a fruit diet or leafy plant material. They live in large social groups, and females form close bonds with each other. And chimpanzees are also found in Africa. They have a highly diverse diet, consisting of plants, termites, fruit, and even animal meat. They do not live in cohesive groups. Males will sometimes form coalitions to hunt and to dominate females. Female chimpanzees will typically live on their own, just to avoid feeding competition, and they're most related to humans. And finally, we have us. We have us people. We're incredibly unique, and we have very interesting circumstances that allowed us to be here today. And I think it's awesome. I think it's super cool, and it is super fun to look at all the differences between all the different primates and just everything in general. I think primates are super cool. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and if you learned something new, which, I mean, it's my professor, so she probably knew all this stuff. Professor, if you did get this far, 100%, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. And if I turn this into a YouTube video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe or whatever. I will see you guys later. Bye!